Welcome to another episode in the Quantum Human Summit series. I am so pleased to be here today with my next guest, Zeenat Lakdawala, and she is all about money and our abundance, our goddess abundance. We're going to be talking about quantum abundance here in this episode as we meet the beautiful Zeenat. Hi, Zeenat, welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you today. It's amazing. It's my honor, and thank you for having me here.
Well, thank you for joining us all the way from Bombay, India. It is the wee hours of the morning there, and I just love how you are awake and alert. So here we are in our beautiful show today. And I just want to say that you are the world's first light language sacred geometry crystal grid creator. Now, this is
Yeah.
amazing. Can you share your story of how you came into light language and working with God
Yes.
Lakshmi?
So, around 10 years ago, I was working in a corporate setup. I have worked for almost 15 years of my life in corporate. And from 2008, 2008 is when I started working on myself and went into a deep healing. And it was the need of my, you can say it was need of the hour when I went into deep healing of my own self, of various kind of various core wounds is what I would say I was working with. And by around 2014, I left the corporate job and I was led by then into creation energy. And I I was initiated by my guru Meher Baba in India to work with light language. And through him is how I came in touch with sacred geometry. And I was also being told of my life across galactic that I was a master mathematician, I was a teacher, and I was into creation of sacred geometry. So when I was initiated into light language, what came with the light language was sacred geometry. So it never felt that it was something alien to me. I just knew that geometry is going to be my core work, build on it with light language and bring in the aspects of different kind of colors to bring in what is called on the colors that is going to help us to elevate our energy system. And since now it's been 10 years that I have been doing this, doing work with energy, with the creation energy, with light language, with mother goddess energy, with masculine energy. And every time that I work with this energy, it's only expansiveness that I feel. So, as I say that everything around us is nothing but energy, as Tesla said, that everything is just energy. So, when I tap into the consciousness of that energy and when I bring it onto the paper with my sound or with writing, it just takes or it makes the shift so much so deeper and so much so profound every time.
Thank you for sharing that story. And wow, it's inspiring because, again, it's another one of those stories about one leaving the corporate realm and going out into a deeper search. And
Yes.
so, as you left the corporate realm, what was that like to remove programming, belief systems that we should go to work with a good company to make a lot of money? And here we're going to talk about, light language abundance. But how was that for you as you decompressed from the corporate world? Did you have to release belief systems? Tell us about that.
So interesting was that before I completely left the corporate scene, I took a 1 year sabbatical. So which was also in a manner I was pushed to doing it, because the second last job that I was on, I was not getting along with my boss, and he asked me in these many words, my way or the highway, and the only word that came was the highway, and I just left. And when I just said that and I come out and I'm just, oh, I said like, oh my God, what did I just do? And I just left the job. And the first
Wow.
thing that I had to deal with was my identity.
Yes.
It was a biggest for me at that juncture, because I was head of marketing and sales globally for the Indian market. It was a big setback for me because that was my identity. People knew me as a marketing head with around 100 people working with me, and suddenly I have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when you're in a corporate, you know that there is a fixed remuneration coming to your account every single month, and that's not coming anymore. So the first thing that I had to work around was my identity and thereby my money. Because if I am not going to do work in the corporate, what am I going to do? And how will the money continue to pour in? And during that time, I can say that 1 year is when I went very deep in my healing aspects of my relationship, first with myself, then with money, and with relationship with others, and my own, partner relationships. And during that time was when I was introduced to working on light language, sacred geometry, colors, and the only thing, when I was initiated, I asked that I want to go back to corporate and complete what I had. I felt that it was not the right way of to have to left the work. So I just asked that I want to go back for 6 months. And Laura, it is amazing that the company I had interviewed 6 months ago, next morning sends me an offer letter to join them. I joined the company, and I am taken to the place where I was initiated to speak the language of light. And I got my work, you can say, more grounding into the language of light. And in 6 months, the company was taken over, and I was the highest paid employee. And they said that we cannot keep you anymore. And I'm like, it's all right. I know what I have to do, because I had committed to myself, to my higher self. I need 6 months, and I will honor after 6 months whatever I have to do. And I have not looked back ever after that. So
Oh, yay.
so it was not a challenge for me, but it was a process to shedding the knowing of who I was, the way people looked at me, the way people thought about me, because I was a very taskmaster, task oriented. Because if you have such a big responsibility, you are nothing but a kind of a person who has to get everything aligned for the creation of for the company that you're working with. So the way people looked at me, the way people understood me, and it became a search for people then to look at me differently, because they couldn't believe that a person who's so strict could have a softer side to its beingness. And to showing that, and to be okay to show that aspect, to be vulnerable, was one of my biggest learning, or my process to coming out. So yeah.
Wow, that is so spectacular that you
Thank
were
you.
aligned to your higher self and there that situation came in. As soon
Yeah.
as you surrendered and put into place what you wanted, you
Yeah.
got it. As you reflect back on this and the work that you do today in this realm with Goddess Lakshmi and the abundance grid, the light language abundance grid, how did you set yourself up for that? What did you have to surrender? How did you work with your energy? Can you explain that just a little bit more? Because it shows us how perfect it aligned.
when I in 2008 onwards, when I started working, and I also come from a family where money was looked at in a particular manner. And every time that I was working or I was creating wealth, I knew that there was an aspect which was like the fear aspect, the scarcity aspect, and there was guilt, and also a lot of grief, or you can say. So when I was uh, guided to make one of the grids, which is the Lakshmi grid, I was it came to me as an energy that was allowing me to bring in the energy to release the scarcity, the fear that there will be not enough, or the guilt surrounding spending, because we always feel that if I have spent today, that means I will be less of the money that I have, because there is no trust in spending, and not realizing that when I'm going to give is when I will receive. So the hoarder's mentality it does not allow expansion to take place. And also, I also realize that when you have grief in the center of your heart, because that's where we store grief, and this is also the place from where money is generated and created. So if you're holding on to the grief, it becomes even more difficult for the joy of life or the abundance of money to show up in our space. So when I started, I was guided to create this grid from the perspective that people are afraid of even receiving, because we are so open to just giving, because we have been given this as an understanding as a child or as growing children, that we must only give, and that we don't have the right to ask or to receive. Because I have friends, I used to have people in my circle that if I would give them, because I love giving, so they would find it so difficult to receive it, whether it's a compliment that I would give them or buy them something. They would just feel so put off, like they didn't know how to fit in, and they would try to find out what they can give me back in return because they couldn't receive it. So the more I started getting drawn to this idea, this concept of money and the blocks around money, with with an angle that even I had gone through these steps, and then I could see it with people around me. It just showed me that I need to create this, because even one of the aspects is that if I have sabotaging energy, or I don't appreciate who I am, because if I feel I'm not worthy enough, I'm not good enough, money does not come to me, because the energy is of money is expansion, and what I feel about myself is contraction. Or if I'm in the state of ingratitude, where I feel like I don't think so it is good enough to say thank you to people or even to myself, it creates contraction again. And so when I started seeing this very close quarters with myself and with people around me, and when I was it was like a guided information that came to me, that to help healing this aspect, this is what we are, what you need to create. And I just had the glimpse of the grid that it would be, but I didn't have a full vision till I actually started the process. And it took me around 9 months to create the grid, because every time I would make a circle, I would just I would just go off to, it's like hibernate for days together, because it would be such a powerful download transmission coming through that I could not go beyond one circle one day at a time.
Yes, wow. All right. So this is how you birthed this system. So tell us about Goddess Lakshmi. She is the abundance
Okay.
goddess. And tell us about the light language Goddess Lakshmi more money grid.
So when I see the energy, or when I feel the energy of Goddess Lakshmi, you'll always find that I'll start smiling. Like I know the energy is with us right now at this moment too. It is a it's an energy of it's so much abundance. It's so well beautifully clad in with so much gold, so much wealth. And if you ever see Goddess Lakshmi sitting, she's always sitting on a lotus, and there is a pot of gold which she is bountifully giving it to you. So in India, we believe that when you have Goddess Lakshmi, you must always have her in a sitting position and not in the standing position, because standing means she will go. So if I want to receive, so I need to be preparing myself to receiving, and she is there to give you overflowing of abundance in your life, whether it is through money as an energy, or money, or it could be compliments, it could be wealth, it could be abundance you cannot imagine it to be. She is there to give you, provide you. And what the nuances is that you need to believe and you need to trust. So if you trust that I'm going to be taken care of, because that was my biggest thing, from a fixed money coming every month on month and wealth being generated through that. I had to, I had just kept this out into the universe that this is what I am going to be doing because this is my purpose. And you have to take care of what I need to have a luxurious life. Because for me, money is very, it's not that it is a greed, but I want to live in luxury, I want to live in grandeur. So being a healer does not mean I need to deprive myself of these, of the aspects of subtler or the gross aspect of myself. And therefore, I,
Oh,
from the day I have started working in the helping or assisting people in their journey, has been flowing through from various quarters, and I am being taken to places, I have been guided into doing things that can only help me to enhance myself more and more. So when I put my trust, it's it creates huge energy bubble that you are given, that will ensure that the flow is continuous. And that is what is the energy of Lakshmi, or the goddess, is. And when I started creating the grid through the light language, and every dot on the grid, if you see, and every comma on the grid is a code, and that code works on your DNA. That code is the one which goes, and you can say it fixes or it realigns your DNA, because we have two strands of DNA, of which we are only consuming 10% of that. And when I start working with this energy grid, when I start working with this money grid, it starts making those shifts in my DNA. It goes through my subtle body, into my gross body, into my blood, and through the blood, it goes into the DNA, and it starts changing my receiving. It starts changing my belief system. It starts shifting my limited beliefs about things, and it starts opening me up and making me comfortable in asking, receiving, and giving. Because giving is always there from my right side, but I need to also learn to receive from my left side, and I need to know how to save it, keep it for myself, and then give it. So to keep the flow going on and on.
I absolutely love that. It is so well-rounded and expressive of that word flow. And I
Yes.
think an important thing that you said there, it took many important things, is not only the giving, but the receiving, and then the taking care of yourself, loving yourself enough that you provide for yourself as well. And that doesn't come from a greed place. It comes from pure self-love for you. And that's
Yes.
important. And then letting it go. So, wow. And so then the light language, tell us about the light language, because what do you know about that? Light language, if you can help explain, is source energy. So how
Yes.
does that come in and open us to releasing these belief systems?
So the light language is, as when I speak the language of light, or when I write the language of light, it comes from the purest form from the source. It comes from the realm of unconditional love. And it is so pure in its state that when I speak or when you see, it just bypasses our filters. It just crosses our filter because otherwise the cognition comes in. And because it is so powerful and it is so, when you hear the language, you feel it's gibberish. So the mind cannot wrap itself around it. And so it just surpasses all prejudices, it surpasses all judgment point of view. And when that happens, it reaches a state in through our energy field. So we have the subtle bodies, around 7 subtle bodies. It starts entering through the subtle bodies to the gross physical body. And when it enters into the physical body, it first goes through my skin into my blood. And through the blood, it moves into my DNA. And every programming that I have is stored in my genetics and in my DNA and in my RNA packages. So what the light language does is that, well, I have seen this with myself, is that it creates the probability and possibility, because it's like a question that you ask yourself, what would it be like for me to be abundant? Now, when I ask that question in a light language, the mind does not know to answer that, and therefore it does not interfere, because I have surrendered by just having this energy flowing through me, which says that what would it be like? It's just about what would it be like. And what I have seen, that the more I work with the light language, the more my DNA, my point of views, my perceptions have an alteration. Because what I thought about 10 years back, or even what I think sometimes, before, sometimes during a session or maybe after a session, it would have changed, because I'm in so much of awareness of my of things that are happening around me, that I get more and more involved in letting go of that, because I'm always in the state of the now. And that and that comes through the practice, because the more you surrender, because it's not that something you have to sit down and do 10 times in a day, because I feel like light language is not something that you have to do every moment, or you have to keep listening to it, or you have to have rituals around it. What I have seen with light language is that it's so expressive in its form, it's so abundant in its form, that I feel like every moment is profound for me. And it when you start interacting with this language, you are automatically shifting from the 3D point of views of scarcity, because you are into the 5D, where you trust that I'm going to be taken care of. We are always being told that there are angels, there are archangels, and there are guides, but our physical body does not believe in it, because it is not visible to our eyes. And so when you work with the language of light, it's so benevolent that you automatically start trusting it. I just trust the process. And when I'm trusting, it's in the trust that the universe says that if you say yes to me, I will give it to you, because I'm in the yes universe. And the more I say yes, it's like, from the day I started working on money, I have said yes to everything that has come my way. I have never said no, because every yes is an opportunity. Every yes is a learning. And it could be that I would have gone for a workshop and maybe I've just taken one line from the workshop, but somewhere it has translated into a program maybe I did after 10 years. So the more I said yes, the more it got more filtered, and the right people, the right platform, the right opportunities started showing up. And I have seen that happening with my clients also. Like, people have won lottery tickets of 8,000 pounds or $8,000. I have clients who have just received a check of $10,000 they didn't expect those things. People have got refunds and people have got upgraded when they are traveling into business classes when they're not even expecting. Only thing is that they have trust, and the more you trust, the more you receive.
Oh, we are feeling that, and it feels so good. And I love how you explain that we are transcending from the 3D into the 5D of knowing that we trust. We know we trust and know that we will be taken care of. And so this is all about energy, our energy relationship with money. And we have to match it on a beautiful shoulder to shoulder scale. It can't be greater than us. We can't be less than it. It is here to support us. And so I think right now it would be wonderful to hear your light language. I'm sensing our audience wants to hear some of that and be open to it and get activated in this way. And now that we know how powerful the light language is, we know it's activating our DNA. So this is beautiful. Take all the time that you need, really, and tell us, invite Lakshmi in. Maybe we can feel her. I actually feel her
Absolutely.
already. I think I smell her. It's very floral, a very floral scent. It's beautiful.
God bless you. So when I look at or when I experience her energy, I feel the colors of pinks and greens, and it's like a music to me. So I'll always have a smile. It's like it hurts me here, but I keep smiling because it's so joyous. It's so joyous energy
I
that I
love
always, yeah, I just keep smiling. I don't know why I do that, but it's just so beautiful. The energy is so powerful and so joyous and happiness that the heart feels broadened. It's like it just
her.
opens up.
That's so
So
important, isn't it? That is so
it is.
important for our vibration and our energy.
Yes.
Okay. That's okay, good. Go ahead. Thank you. All right.
So uh, closing our eyes and breathing in and breathing out. Namula hakete eto hilati te nito kotana pite ishalakite yatanata. And as you breathe in and breathe out, amiketo yuto latape etani alati itikit uluha tikiti pikitu no nanana kite dasati lati kiti. Murupataha tape isala I kitu utu nukutu utikitu unukutu utulati itati tikitu shunukutana. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, your energy body is bringing in the energy to expand you. Layer on layer is being shedded. Namukutularata. And as you're breathing in, you're grounding yourself, you're aligning yourself. Amukuta ito la ita ishina ukata ita alaratu kuturukutanata. You're attuning yourself. Amuta ila akitu utuluta pitapishasi ula murubada bikit ulurudutapisa. Mi iti unukutu urukutu itahana kuturukutanata. Manu urutulutunukutanata. Ti isalarata. And the energy is flowing from the base of your feet to the top of your head. Amura ala inukuta anakulukutata. And as the energy is flowing from the base of your feet to the top of your head, all the blocks, all tightness, all Kekula ana una ani shila manuku tarata mukutu pulurukutu all point of view all judgments amura peketo ulahi shana kutulurukuta makata peketo amurupurukuta mukutapa makutu rutu tupisamakata palati kitu utunutu petapesha salara katini kitu amukutu lurukutu mukuta iti itulurukutu numutu numata peketo rakata peketapa mu uta ishalapi utusipiki udunumukutu rukutarata na nata 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 pakata paratu ma asama amasama asama asamata makata namukutupulu ita hishe namukutuluru kutarata. And as the energy is flowing through, it's clearing and cleansing your base. Amukurapatapakata makata. And this energy is flowing through each and every vortexes of your body. Amulara itamaraha namukutuluru kutuluru kutarata. As it's clearing the energy in your base, releasing all fears and insecurities, Namura patepe yatamaha namukutu lurukutu ama ekita ilarakatana. Anakatape ekito lurukutu uturukutu rukutu nukutu rukutu nukutu rukutu nukutu rukutu nukutarata. Matepe hisamatami itabalara inuku rudu nukutu nukutanata. Amurudu itala ati ishinikita yudu rukutu nukutu rukutu nukutu nukutanata. Moving from the base into your sacral, the seat of creation, the seat of relationship with yourself, relationship with money. Amura badebe edunumukutu. It's the womb. Kamura badame etape eto sumukutu lurukutu lurukutu. Cleansing your womb. Karabe eduburu budumukuturu. Amatape etapela atamati urudu. Amata parapanamurudu burudu burudu makatape yudunumukutu lurukutanata. Amarabadebe yudunumurubadabe sapa. Amuku urudu duru duru tu say. Alaradabi adarabadiya dabaradiya darabiya danamarakata. Cleansing, aligning, healing. Amarabadabarabadu yudunukutu, expanding. Kutu bedabera, de bedabena mukutu nukutarata. Amarabada manabada baradami darabadabri udunumurudu. Tam tam samatabarakatamaki udunumukutu rukutu. And the energy now flows into your solar plexus. Self-esteem. Kurudaba yadanata, knowing, knowledge. Tapakatapa yadana makatamata. Confidence. Kapatapa yadana makata. Releasing all energy of self-sabotage. Marabada yadana marakaturu kuturu 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 patapakata yadunu mukuturukuto amarabada yadana makatara yutu sariyadana makatana kata urudu embarrassment and shame amarabada anger rada yadana sana katarata amaradamana katuru kutulu kutulu kutu arudu histana katuru yadana makatara adushe idana katara katana kata moving into your heart center ana hi rada rada yadunu kuturu 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 kutu releasing grief hatuya sharadana kata releasing sadness, lamurukutu, amuruku paratana, giving yourself the opportunity, amutama katalarakata, to release, haraharina namakatarata. This is your moment. Amurade hideneketu yudunukuturukuta, as Goddess Lakshmi says, as I sit here, amurabedeme yadanamakata pelarakatu yudunumurukuta manakatarata, I give. Tamahinama yadanamakaturukutu. Are you ready to receive? Amarabadebi yudunumukuturukuturakata. Are you ready to keep? So all point of view and judgment that you have created or have been given it to you. Tamukuturukutu, coming across time, space, dimension, coming through this lifetime, through your parents, to your friends, to your peers, to the understanding of money, to understanding of relationship that you are holding. And making it so dear to you. The shame of having money. The point of views about money. Katapayadana makatapurukutu. Amatama samakatarata. Namakatapayudunu mukutupare. Yadana mahana mukutu. Lurukutu nukutarata. Makatapayadana makataparakata. Releasing that. Giving yourself the permission to release that. Makatupu yuturu putapitipi samatapakatapi yudunu mukutunukuta. Moving the energy into your throat. Anasanakata. Ask. Utahashana. And so shall you receive. Ask. Turiyudunu mukutu pa yadana makata palarapitipi yudunu mukutuluru. Asayidana makata palarakata. Express. Kuyurudunukuta. Gratitude. Tamukuyata mahanama shamalara E yarahatsana murudu. Anahakati ito hishanakatanata. Amurudunukuta. And the more you ask, Hatahisayadana, in this yes universe, Harabayadana Makata, with the power that you have in your voice. And when you use this power, Hasama Yudurudamanakata, Goddess Lakshmi says, you shall be given. Hamurudubiyadana Hanamakata, Ushe Adana Hanamukuturukuto, Anikitupiyadana Mukuturukuturukuta, working on all the thyroid glands. Arata Yadanamakata, releasing Katahasanamakata Purukuturukuto, Aki se idanamakata, expanding your vocal cords. Aki idamahan okoto o arahashanakata. Esha yadanakata makata rakoto lere yadanamakata paraki yadanamakata rakata. Nakata na itanamakata. Moving into the third eye and into the crown. Asa yurudu yudunumutupi yudunumu yudunumukutupi yadanamakatapa. Namanamanamanamakato lurukutu paraki yadanamakata paraki yudunumukuturukuta. Asamatipi yudunumukutu yada dabaradi ati no no nukutu lurukutu. Nanu taratata yatarakiti ita lusha ina ahasatiki ahasakit waraha asahakiti nahanamaha namaha namaha. A beautiful column of white light covers you from the top to the base to the feet. Hati isha samakata, the green light. Tatahata mahana mokoto lurukoto, amahana mahana mata, the golden spiral light. Amariyadana mahana mokoto lurukota, makata pa ita mohona mahana makatarata. Muhumo, so be it, so it is. May all creation be blessed. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anukoto oto hata, anuku oko hota, anuku oko hota, nahanaki hota. Breathing in and breathing out. Allow your body to completely relax. Integrate this energy. And this will be working with you for the next 48 hours. And even beyond that, whenever you listen into this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. When you're ready, please open your eyes. And have some water and tell me how you're feeling.
I feel refreshed and I feel really fortified. That's the word that I love to describe how this is. Confident, assured. Assured
Wow.
is the word that is really bolstering the way that I'm feeling. It feels like there's a lot of pressure that is taken off.
Oh,
A lot of
wow. God
pressure,
bless
a
you.
lot of pressure to perform, to get things right, to create, right? And so that's so beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
how do we move with this? Do we just continue to be in this presence, this now presence, or do you want us to fuel ideas into this energy? Is there anything to do? What is the best route?
So the what I have seen is that since there are no rituals attached to the grid, there is nothing. What I do is that there are MP3s that came through with the grid and which is also part of the program. So what I have seen is that when I listen into the MP3s and when I work with that MP3s, I experience shift. I and the manner in which I have seen the shift is I have seen that I get opportunities. I have seen that, and when I'm working with the grid, the way I work with the grid is that it's just there on my wall, and I frequently look at it. I don't do anything else. I don't touch the grid. I don't, because it is working in my field. It's working on my electromagnetic field. So I don't really need to sit and do a meditation around it. So the way I listen also to the MP3 is that it is working in the background and I'm doing my work. And the MP3s are also on a mute mode when I'm sleeping. So they are working on my energy field continuously. So the more I work with them, the more my beliefs and my ideas about things start shifting. And when I raise my vibration. So what happens when I'm listening or I'm working with the grid in this manner is that my vibration is moving upwards. So if I have to be at a 750 vibration, and right now we all operate around 20 and 30, because the energy of the money or the money will or the Lakshmi will not come down to us, we have to raise our vibration. So the minute my vibration is rising and my frequency starts changing, I attract similar things in my space. So whether it is a new client, whether it is new opportunities, whether it is to travel and to speak or to give what I have learned, is all part of my receiving. And the more I do this, the more I am raising my vibration. And it's all about my vibration that needs to be at a particular level and nothing else. And that is what I do with the MP3s and with the grid. I'm just working on my vibration. It's We are human, we are 3D also. It does happen that you spiral down, but when you are in that awareness that I'm spiraling down, and you put on an MP3, whichever comes to your mind, you are back onto the track. So it's not that you will come down and you will stay there forever. It's just that you have to become aware. And in my in the way I have seen this has worked for me is that the minute I'm in my awareness, I believe, I firmly believe that when you are in your awareness, you have done 60% of the work because you're in the awareness. And the minute you're in the awareness, you have the choice that you can stay in the victimhood or move on by saying, what would it be like? Or just looking at the grid or listening to an MP3, that what would it be like for my situation to be different? And that's a choice because I didn't have a choice as a child. I have a choice now. So I can make that choice. And when I make that choice, I am shifting my vibration because otherwise I'm in the state of anger, hatred, jealousy, not enough, not good enough. I don't see people moving but beyond 20 to they just keep going from 20 to 100 because it is so comfortable to be here. But as we are moving our dimension, as we are moving, as Mother Gaia is accelerating, we are we are not given too much of choice to stay in 3D in any case. So if I have to be in the 5D, so these are your tools. And what better way to just be in the subtler energy, in this calming energy, and in this gentle energy that is hand holding you through the process.
Yes, it is the ease and grace of
Yes.
raising our frequency. And it feels so good. And what you're revealing to all of us through your living essence is that it brings abundance, it brings
Yes.
opportunity, and it changes us. All right. Well, people watching this want what you have, and they want to work with your teachings. So I'm going to point everyone down on this webpage to the special offer that's here, or wherever you're watching this. It's in the description box. The link is. And this is your program. This is your program for Goddess Lakshmi Money Abundance, the Light Language Abundance Grid. Tell us about all that's included here.
So the special offer has two packages, package A and B. In package A, we have the MP3s, which is about releasing, because the way the MP3s also came to me was that first you need to clear. So, and you will also see that the minute you are working with the goddess Lakshmi energy, you will be decluttering your house. So if you, when you sign up for the program, you will automatically find the need to declutter. The cleaning will happen. You'll be releasing, you'll be clearing stuff out of your, it may be your phone, maybe your desktop, maybe your home, maybe your refrigerator. You will be doing the cleaning. So this sets the tone because when you are removing, when you're clearing at a physical level or at an energetic thought process level, you're creating new space. And that space can be filled in with what you want to receive. So the third MP3, the second MP3 is about, the two MP3s is all about the receiving. So the first four MP3s are all about releasing and clearing. And the two MP3s are about receiving and keeping. And the third thing is that there is a Facebook support group that is there where you can talk about what is happening with you, what is going on. And I am always there on the group. So I keep doing a lot of stuff on the group to help people to stay in a particular vibration if they have questions. So there's a lot of work that I do on these groups. So that's package A. Also, the MP3s that are there are about grounding the root chakra because our fear, our anxiety is seated in the root chakra. Until we don't clear that, it is very difficult for us to move forward. The second MP3 is about releasing self sabotage because when we have this point of view about ourselves and the fear to express ourselves does not allow us to move forward. And so the three MP3s, which are grounding, fear, and self sabotage, is all about cleaning and clearing. The third item, which is about receiving, so it is all about the self acceptance and about self love. So the more I am in that energy, the more I am in my heart space energy, the more I am receiving energy, the more I can keep this energy. So these are the MP3s that are there in package A. And then moving to the package B, which is the grid and everything that you have in package A, which is the MP3s and the Facebook group. Plus, you have is the Goddess Lakshmi grid. And there are three group calls that I am doing. And the group calls are again in alignment of what need of the hour. So the first group call is about releasing all the blocks in your cellular memory. So it's like a body scan that I do, it's a meditation that I do to help releasing any and all blocks that are in your cellular memory that you are so connected and so attached to. And it's a light language clearing that goes on. So it's like the mind is completely off. So you are releasing, but only thing is that you have to say yes to it. Like, yes, I am here in this vibration and I'm going to be receiving it. And the work goes on because it's a 1 hour of only light language from the tip of your toe to the top of your head. So that's the first call. The second call again is about the second call is working on the root chakra, because I personally feel that it's where the fight and flight programming is there. It is the first vortex which is created when you are in your mother's womb. And because it is when you have a shock when you come out of your mother's womb, you are always in the state of fear. And even having money is a fear-based energy, because I have worked with millionaires who fear that they will not have money. And so they just cannot either give money, or they feel that they need to continuously keep holding the money that they have. So it's coming from the fear energy. So this helps you to release your block of holding or targeted onto you. So this I feel really helps the person to release everything that is about insecurity and instability. And the third is the opening of the heart and releasing the shame that is there in the heart and the throat chakra. Because as I was just doing the clearing, even when we just did, it's all about the heart to open, to release the shame, grief, and the throat to ask. So I'll be working on these center points. And also, there are 3 remote transmissions that I will be doing just a day before I do the group calls. So it is the reinforcement that will be done. And yes, that is what the program is all about.
Thank you so much for that. Again, that is available for everyone to look and check out on this webpage. And I just want to share that what a beautiful package. The MP3s alone, as you mentioned, they could be worked in silence, on mute,
Yes,
while we're sleeping, because it's influencing our 7 subtle bodies and our field down into the physical on a DNA level. So that's pretty special. But I think what's even more special is the time with you, Zeenat, where you're not only doing these group calls that really go much deeper and activate us, but you're doing the energetic boosts as well ahead of those calls.
yes,
And they come with the money grids. So
yes,
people may ask, well, what about the money grid? And those come as downloads too, right?
yes,
Yes. Those are, I'm just taking a look at one, and it's all light language and
yes,
geometrics, sacred
yes,
geometry, which holds the vessel of the energy that's being transmitted from that light language. So what a beautiful package. And I want to say that this is an incredible investment for people to invest in themselves and see it come back 10,000 fold. If anyone needs help purchasing this, there's a 2 payment option, because we want to make it easy for everyone to get on board with this. And so the value of this program is really wonderful, and we're excited for it. Oh my goodness, just to raise our frequency. And this goes well beyond money. This can go into all things, right? This, because of
yes,
the energy shifts around money and letting go of fear and scarcity and lack, this brings us into all other things, relationships, employment opportunities, creation opportunities, right?
Absolutely. I have clients who have been able to start their own businesses, not only in this country, but they have gone out of the country to start. I have clients who have moved and got married, not only abroad, to having children, and
Yeah.
it's very rewarding to see that it's so the energy of money is not only limited to the tangible cash. It is about receiving invites, it's about receiving compliments, it's about discounts when you are making any purchases, it's about the savings that you make during those purchases, and the most important is the refund and the lotteries that you win. You know, I have had clients who win lotteries like it they, even if 100 pounds, they feel so joyous because they've not expected that, but they
Yes.
are feeling that. And I have had clients who have received money when they have given to people who didn't give them back in time, but when they started working with this energy, the people call them up to just say, I'm returning your money. And unexpected bountiful appreciation at work. I have had clients who've got promotions, and they have some people have actually left their job to start their own work because they felt so much in confidence of themselves that they know that they can do this on their own. So it's not about just getting our vibration to receiving only spiritual, because spirituality is the byproduct of everything that we do. It is in the 3D world that you live in, you see that you're tangibly having shifts even in relationships. You that was one of the things that I when I started the work on money, the first thing I did see was my relationship. First with myself, and
Yeah.
when I did the shifts with myself, I started seeing the relationship that came into my space.
I love that because it feels so good. And first and foremost, our relationship with ourself to always feel good and be
Yes.
present and to feel energized and trusting in the universe that we're taken care of. That's such a beautiful place to be. And we have a lot of
Absolutely.
support from the higher beings, don't we? The higher,
Yes.
what can we do to call out to the higher beings, or do we need to? What's your advice on this?
So what I have seen is that the higher beings are like right here, like they are just here. So
Mhm.
I love working with Archangel Michael. I and I work with him in the most it's like I just tell him that I can't find this, help me find, and I'll just say reach, 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 and I will be taken to the weirdest place. I may have kept it and I don't even remember. So even if when I'm writing, let's say I have to write content, or I want to create a content or a package, I call on just Archangel Gabriel and I say that what would it be like for me to receive what I need to show? And above all of this, I am always ready to be. This year and the for last 2 years is all about my visibility and my audibility. So it is to be comfortable to be on a Zoom and not feel, oh my God, like how can I? So I have the team who really stand by me, and they make it really easy to communicate because everything that I speak is not nothing is written. So it's just coming as a flow. It's like channeling through. So they make it so easy for me. And it's because I trust that I'm not sitting here alone, because this work that I do is is like I am the conduit. I am doing it for them, so they ensure that I'm taken care of while I'm doing it. It's like that. I feel it's the most easiest thing is to just say that I know that my angels and my ascended masters are always with me, my guides are always with me. So what would it be like for me to ask them to help me? And that's all that they want, because we have the free will and we have the choice to say that, can you just help me with this? And they are always there, they are omnipresent. They don't have other tasks, and therefore you don't feel like, oh, how can I call him, he's so busy. No, Michael helps me with everything.
That is so comforting. And I know that everyone watching and listening is ramped up, amped up to connect with our guides, to remember to ask our guides for the assistance,
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
ask for their support, to sense into them. That's such a beautiful lesson in itself.
I think the this year, not this year, 2 years ago, in 2022, is from
Yes,
that
that was,
moment onwards,
yeah.
the trust is something that we are being tested,
Um,
and it's so when I created, I was made to do some work around trust, and I have seen the more people start trusting, even if they feel cognitively they have to say, I trust, it works.
yes,
Because because what would it be? It might not happen, but at least there is a probability that it may happen. And why not? So since 2022, this energy of trust is what we have to inculcate, because otherwise we believe, and it's our childhood programming that we have, that we've been told not to trust anybody, and we
mm,
have to keep slogging. Like we have to work hard. We
mm.
have to, otherwise it's not correct. So that kind of programming takes a back seat when you are in the space of trusting, because you know that the car will come on time. The aircraft is not going to go without you because you're going to get into it on time. So it really, it when you start testing this with trust, with small things around you, and then onto the bigger things, it really works. And it's like you're learning every moment.
We're learning because we've grown up that it's so easy to give everything to the worry and the doubt
Yes.
and the lack. It's just so easy. That just comes so naturally. So that in order to switch this, we literally have to do the opposite. And my
Yes.
goodness, doesn't that just feel so good to totally trust? And
Yes.
so I encourage everyone watching and listening to take this lesson today and see how it feels in our hearts. Oh my goodness, it feels so wonderful. And hold this trust no matter what. And I'm thinking of certain things right now that seemingly are out of my control, something out in the environment, for example. And I can say, when I have trusted, for example, I'll say, someday that's going to be a park instead of what it is now, a noisy, grindy operation. And the one day that I did that, guess what happened that day? That noisy, grindy operation totally stopped working that day. And so it was a quiet, peaceful day. So no matter what, I share that as just one little test of an example of how we can begin to see the signs. And
Yes.
that is what brings more hope. It's like flexing a muscle, right? When we
Yes.
do it enough, then it's hands down, we can flip into the full-blown trust, 111%, where
Yes.
we got this. There's no more doubt. I'm getting chills as I talk about that, but that just feels so wonderful that that's the journey that we're on. It really is flipping from worry into trust.
Yes. And the worry energy, which also impacts your physical body, because the worry goes and sits in your stomach, and
Yeah.
then in the stomach you are creating illnesses and diseases, because it's not getting digested, because you are all constantly worrying. And when your stomach is stuck, it's a very important organ. Your vibration, instead of rising, is depleting because it's not digesting.
Well, we are vibrating much higher after this conversation. You have given us
Thank
great
you.
tools. I invite everyone to come back and listen to this activation again. And not only
Yes.
that, but take part in Zeenat's program. Two
Thank you.
beautiful options right there to go deep and watch how your life changes. If anyone has ever wanted to step forward on an energetic vibration for abundance, this is a beautiful program and it does work. It does work. You've seen it happen with your clients. And I guess my question as we say goodbye is, when it doesn't happen, What is the problem? Is it still what we were talking about, the lack or the scarcity, belief systems? And then what's the remedy?
So, the resistance to change, it's like everyone wants the change, but there are resistance in changing that.
Yeah.
So when I do the program, the group calls, what I'm doing is in the first group call itself, we are releasing that resistance because I'm going into your cellular memory to, with your permission, is to bring up those resistance wherever they are. Because uh, when we say we want to change, the first thing is that all alarms go up in the body that says that I don't know what she's going to do, because there is no data on that. So the body starts resisting it. And so that's mostly because also of our core wounds that we would be holding on to, which we are also in the victim behavior. Because if I've been saying I don't have money, I don't have money, and when I've given the opportunity to have money, then how will I cry about it? So the cognitive mind finds that as a, I know how to behave in this, and I don't know how to behave in this. So it tries to have this contraction and push and pull. So in the first MP3 also, the where I'm doing the decluttering, it really helps your body to become softer, your energy to become more, because there is nothing, you can't understand anything. So the body is not, there is no mind involved in it. So, and it really helps it to become easier and softer, and you need to really work on it. It's like the more you will work on it, the more you'll feel that it is opening up. It's taken from, I continuously work till date. Every day I work on my body, on my energy levels. Even before the call I will be doing a work, or even after the call I will be doing work, because I feel like it's like breathing. I can't just say I took a breath today and I don't need to breathe for the next 10 days. It's not going to work like that. So, similarly, the more I work, the more layers I am removing, the more aspects are coming up, because I am ready to release, because I'm holding on to something maybe for 30 years, and just one might not help. Maybe I need to listen for it maybe 5 times. Some people listen to it maybe once. It just depends, but you will experience change. There is absolutely no two ways about it. It's just where you are in the line. It is there, but you will receive it.
Excellent, beautiful. And it's meeting everybody exactly where they're at,
Absolutely.
where they're
Yes, it
starting.
is.
And
Yes.
that's what makes you a beautiful teacher. You have done this yourself. You moved through it yourself. You
Yes.
opened yourself to receive the wisdom from on high, and now you're sharing it with the beings of light who support you and are who are ready to support us here as well. Thank you so much, Zeenat.
Let's
As
see.
we say goodbye, I always love to give you a moment for final reflections or wisdom that you can share.
So this year of the dragon year, as we say, is all about letting go of the karma that we have created, and which means that we will be given opportunities. Things are going to come up very strongly, and all that we need to do is we need to know, yes, it's coming up, because it is, I am ready to release that. And rather than going into the why it happened to me, I think it is the time to say, yes, this has happened, and now I can move forward. Yes, this has happened, and now I have a choice to look at it. And the dragon energy, which comes through us from the elementals, is very, very strong. And if you just allow the dragon energy to burn that energy of lack or that energy of hurt, it will cleanse you. So I think this year we are very, very lucky to be in this time space to allow ourselves to move and become more lighter, more crystalline, and we will be given so much more opportunities through this year.
Excellent. We're so excited and we're vibrating in the highest ways possible at this moment. Zeenat, thank you so much for this sharing today and for
Thank
your
you.
beautiful program and the way that you make us feel, and again, the inspiration. It's really so lovely. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless you. And thank you
Thank
all
you.
for watching us as well. Please take this opportunity to work with Zeenat. She is here to support you and your world of change into abundance in all ways. Thank you. Namaste.
Yes, namaste.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.